although in the 18th century, the union of England and Scotland into a massive state actually looked to Druids as their link in ancestry. The Welsh, while not taking up the mantle at the first, would come to utilize Druidic ideology to showcase their history. The Welsh end up taking up the Druid people and placing them as heroic icons. They would further go on to having a national anthem, the harp as the national instrument, and the daffodil as the national flower. The Eisteddfod is a competition of poets and musicians that came about in the 19th century with Druidic ideology represented in the opening ceremony, the Gorsid. This practice is still continued to this very day. Now, something that we need to understand here. At the beginning, nobody wanted anything to do with the Druids, but I think like all human beings, we want a common link to our ancestors. Both of us have talked ad nauseum about our ancestral links. Whether I bring up stuff about the Flatwoods Monster or my co-host brings stuff up about Hughestown, we both have wanted to go back to that, to our ancestors. And I think they wanted to do the same thing. And I think they kind of knew that Romans weren't their ancestral link, if you will. They didn't have the same history that early Britons did, or early Scots had, or Germanic tribes had. So at some point, they're like, listen, we have been Rome's whipping boy for so long. I don't want to be associated with Romans anymore. And so you have this sort of back to your roots idea that we don't want to be associated with something that kind of basically took us over. Now, the way they sort of reconciled this to the Protestant believers of Christianity was via the idea that they were shown as the practitioners of good and original religion as revealed by Jehovah to the ancestors of humanity. In this regard, they are viewed as the least corrupted by idolatry and superstition, thus making them the actual natural converts to the Christian faith. This was also to remove the Druid idea that they were hostile. We have to remember, too, that Rome was very idolatrous. Before its conversion to Christianity, it had many gods, immoral acts going on.
Huge statues and things that you had to touch, or that you had to sacrifice to, or you had to pray to, or the statue supposedly would come to life and smite you.
Like what you heard? Well, head on over to www.spreaker.com/user/This Uncanny Earth to hear more from this episode 183, Druids, and to hear more episodes from This Uncanny Earth. As always, stay uncanny.